That night was silent, yet the air outside the small house was heavy. You folded clothes at the old table, unaware that her life was about to change forever. Her uncle and aunt had been whispering all day, nervous and restless. That it happened. Black cars lined the street, engines rolling like thunder. Men in black stepped out, guns in their hands, their cold eyes scanning every corner. The ground seems to shake under their boots. From the first car he appeared. Jungkook. At 29, he was already a name that spread fear, notorious, merciless, and untouchable. His very presence felt like a storm. He walked towards the house, his sharp eyes full of power. Her uncle rushed outside, trembling. Boss, please come, welcome. Jungkook didn't waste time. He stepped inside, his men filling the room, their guns pointing at random corners. You are dead, Jungkook said in low voice, dangerous voice. It's time to pay. The uncle face peeled. Boss, please, we don't have the money yet. Just give us more time. Bang! A bullet hit the wall just inches from the uncle's head. He froze, his leg shaking. No more time, Jungkook crawled, pointing the gun at both uncle and aunt. Either you pay now or I kill you both here. You kept covering her mouth with trembling hands. It was then that Jungkook's eyes fell on her. She stood frozen, her soft face pale, her innocent eyes white with fear. For the first time that night, Jungkook lowered his gun slightly. His cold stare locked on her. Something shifted in his chest. Dark desire, dangerous obsession. He took a slow step forward, a devilish smirk spreading across his lips. Or he whispers, eyes never leaving you, you give me her. The uncle stuttered. Boss, she is just a girl. Jungkook's finger pressed harder on the trigger, his gaze turning deadly. Decided her or both your lives end tonight. The aunt quickly grabbed Yu's arm and shoved her forward. Take her, boss. Please forgive our debt. Yu's heart shattered. They sold me just like that. Her white eyes filled with tears as she looked at her uncle and aunt, but they refused to meet her gaze. All they cared about was saving themselves. Jungkook tightened her chin up with his hand, forcing her to meet his eyes. She trembled under his cold touch. She's mine now, he declared, his voice final and merciless. He looked back at the uncle and aunt with mocking smile. Your debts clear, not because you paid, but because I look what I wanted. With that, he grabbed Yu's wrist firmly and pulled her towards the waiting cars. Her tears streamed down her face as the heavy door shut behind her. Outside, Jungkook gave one last glance at the trembling uncle and aunt, his smirk dark and cruel. The cars rose to life, cars forming a deadly convoy. Yu's heart pounding as she sat beside him, trapped, her fate sealed. Jungkook leaned back in his seat, his eyes never leaving her trembling figure. You belong to me now, he whispered, his tone dangerous yet possessive. You closed her eyes in fear, realizing the nightmare had only just begun. The luxury black car glided through the lonely roads, guarded on every side by convoys of armed vehicles. Inside, you sat trembling, her hand bound by fear rather than ropes. Tears streamed down her cheeks uncontrollably as she whispered the same word again and again. Please, please let me go. I beg you. I don't believe here. I don't want this. Her voice cracked with every plea, but the man beside her didn't flinch. Jungkook leaned lazily against the seat, a cigarette balanced between his fingers. The smoke curled around his sharp jawline, giving him an even darker aura. His eyes shift to her, slow and deliberate, like a predator admiring its prey. He blew out a cloud of smoke and leaned closer. Cry all you want, Angel. His voice was dangerously calm. But nothing is changed tonight. You are mine now, and if you even dare to run, his lips brushed again near her ear, sending shiver through her spine. You will see a side of me that even hell itself fears. Your sobs grew louder, but she couldn't move, trapped under the weight of his warning. When his fingers brushed against her, gentle but suffocating, she flinched, yet he only smiled. Don't be afraid, I will take care of you in my way. The convey pulled up to a sprawling mansion, guarded like a fortress. The iron gate swung open, revealing a place of marble and glass glowing under golden lights. Jungkook stepped out first, his tall frame commanding silence. He pulled you out, but firmly but carefully, like she was fragile glass he owned. Servants rushed to blow their heads low. The head-maid, an old woman with sharp eyes, hurried forward. From now on, she stays here. Jungkook ordered coldly, clothes, jewelry, food, whatever she wants, she gets. Understand? Yes, boss. The maid bowed deeply before hurrying away. Yu's tears hadn't stopped, her entire body shaking. Jungkook bent slightly towards her, his words brushing against her soul. This mansion is yours now, but remember, it's a golden cage. Touch me and you will not like the outcome. The very next day, the mansion transformed into a palace of sin, silk drapes, golden chandeliers, and thousands of roses filled every corner. Powerful mafia leaders filled the hall, their gaze heavy with danger. They had gathered for one reason, the wedding of Jeon Jungkook. Yu's heart hummed painfully as she walked down the aisle in a delicate white gown. She looked breathtaking, her innocence shining through her trembling frame, but every step felt like a chain tightened around her soul. At the end of the aisle stood Jungkook. His black suit was cut perfectly against his broad shoulders, his ears swept back, his features almost unreal. He looked like a fallen angel, too beautiful, you cloaked in darkness. His eyes locked on you, and he didn't look away even once. When she reached him, Jungkook extended his hand. Her tears blurred her vision as she hesitated, but her trembling fingers finally touched his. The moment their skins met, a chilling silence spread through the hall. One of the mafia men in the crowd let his gaze linger too long on you. Jungkook's eyes snapped to him without a single word. He pulled out his gun and fired. Man collapsed instantly, blood pooling at the feet of horrified guests. You screamed, clutching her dress in horror. Jungkook's voice was ice. Everyone who looked at her again dies. Even the priest froze in horror, his hands shaking. Jungkook turned to him, pressing the barrel of his gun to the man's head. You either finish this ceremony or you join him. The priest nodded quickly. The vows began. The ritual continued with you crying so hard her body shocked, her sobs joined in the golden hall, but Jungkook's eyes never left her. Finally the word came. You may kiss the bride. Yu's eyes closed shut in fear when she dared to open them. Once she found Jungkook staring at her like she was the only thing in existence. Her heart stopped. He leaned forward, but instead of claiming her lips, he took her trembling head and pressed a slow kiss against it. Mine, he whispered against her skin. The hall interrupted and forced a pulse, but you just felt like it might burst from terror. That night, the doors to Jungkook's bedroom closed behind her. The silence inside was thick, broken only by his steady footsteps. He slipped off his jacket with slow precision, his dark eyes never leaving her. You stood frozen near the wall, her hand trembling as she clutched her gown. When he finally reached her, he tightened her chin up, forcing her to meet his gaze. Do you know what obsession is? He asked, his voice soft yet laced with danger. It's when someone becomes the center of your world, When nothing else matters, honey, power, blood, nothing, only you. Her lips quiet, but no sound come out. You, Jungkook, continue brushing his thumb along her ear. Tear streak, chick, you are my obsession. You and I will never let you go. Even death will not take you away from me. Her knees weakened, her tears falling faster. For a brief second, his expression softened, but it gone as quickly as it appeared, replaced by the cold mask of the Mafia King. You retreated towards the couch by the window, desperate to put distance between them. She sank down, curling into himself, hoping he would leave her there. Jungkook leaned back against the hardboard of the massive bed, watching her silently. His aura filled every corner of the room, suffocating and unshakable. He lit a cigarette, the ember growing red in the dim light. Are you planning to sit there all night? His tone was calm, almost casual, but the weight behind it made her heart pound harder. I will sleep here, she whispered, her voice breaking. For a moment, silence stretched between them, then a low, humorless laugh escaped him. He stood walking towards her with deliberate steps. Smoke curled around his face as he leaned down, his presence swelling hers. Do you think, he murmured darkly, I will let my wife spend her first night away from me on a couch? Yu's eyes widened when his hand wrapped around her wrist, not harshly enough to hurt, but firm enough to show she had no choice. Please, I am fine here, she pleaded, trembling. His jaw tightened. No. With a slow motion, Jungkook pulled her up and led her to the bed. She resisted, weak and tearful, but his strength was undeniable. He drew back the silk covers and guided her down on the mattress. Her body stiffened, every muscle tense. She turned her face away, curling towards the edge as though distance could protect her, but the bed tipped again as Jungkook slid in beside her, his presence overwhelming. He leaned close, his lips brushed her ear. You will sleep here beside me always. Yu's chest rose and fell in panicked breaths, her fists clutching the sheets like they could anchor her. She dared one glance at him, his eyes burned with something beyond danger, obsession. He brushed her hair back, almost tender in the way only he could be, and wrapped his arm around her waist, pulling her flesh against him. His voice was quiet but absolute. You can hate me, you can cry, but you will not leave my side ever. Her tears slipped silently, her sobs muffled into the pillow. Jungkook's steady breathing lulled in the room into a eerie stillness. And as the night stretched on, one truth cut through the silence. The man who had stolen her freedom would never let her sleep in peace.